In the grand tapestry of time, spanning a breathtaking 170 million years, Earth bore witness to an era of colossal creatures, the non-avian dinosaurs. These magnificent beasts, reminiscent of mythical monsters, ruled the land with unparalleled dominance. The Tyrannosaurus rex, a titan weighing over 7 metric tons, boasted jaws strong enough to crush the bones of its prey. Even the herbivorous dinosaurs were armed to the teeth, with armored giants like Ankylosaurus, wielding massive club tails, and ceratopsians, sporting bony frills and horns. The largest of them all were the long-necked sauropods, like Argentinosaurus, their immense bodies often deterring even the most daring of predators. Yet, in a world dominated by such giants, other bone-chilling beasts emerged, coexisting with the dinosaurs. Around 112 million years ago, during the early Cretaceous period, Sarcosuchus, or the super croc, terrifyingly stalked the Earth. This prehistoric crocodiliform measured about 12 meters long and weighed up to 8 metric tons. Sarcosuchus was equipped with a long body, a broad snout, filled with over 100 conical teeth, and an extremely powerful bite, generating an estimated 18,000 pounds of total force. In freshwater habitats like rivers, lakes, and swamps, Sarcosuchus was an apex predator, feared by many and feared of nothing. Its diet primarily consisted of fish, but larger specimens may have also hunted dinosaurs and other crocodilians. In the swamps and tropical jungles of modern-day South America, another river monster slithered through the undergrowth. This time, it wasn't a supersized crocodile, but the largest snake ever discovered. The Jungle King, Titanoboa. At 13 meters long, Titanoboa ranks among the longest and most terrifying swamp monsters of all time. It lived about 60 million years ago in the lowland tropics of Colombia, where it may have fed on fish, turtles, and crocodilians. Paleontologists believe that Titanoboa hunted like modern anacondas, ambushing its prey from shallow waters and muddy underbrush, coiling its body around the victim and using powerful muscles to suffocate it before swallowing it whole. Meanwhile, in Earth's ancient oceans, a giant marine predator called Mosasaurus ruled the waves. Reaching up to 15 meters long, with a massive body, scaly skin, and giant teeth, Mosasaurus bore a resemblance to a marine dinosaur. Mosasaurus dominated the oceans during the Cretaceous period, evolving from ancestors that lived along the water's edge, feeding in the shallows, and likely returning to land for activities like sleeping and reproduction. Over time, they adapted to life at sea, evolving flippers, streamlined bodies, and powerful tails for propulsion through the water. Most inhabited large inland seas or lived around continental shelves, where they competed with and sometimes preyed upon the largest marine predators of the day, including plesiosaurs and ancient sharks. But even Mosasaurus pales in comparison to another oceanic terror, the largest fish of all time, Megalodon. This colossal shark lived between the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, around 23 to 3.6 million years ago. Megalodon was a predator so extraordinarily powerful that its legacy still haunts and captivates people today. Its body stretched up to 18 meters long, and because of its bulky muscles, it weighed around 65 metric tons. Its jaws were roughly 2 meters wide and boasted at least 5 rows of deadly serrated teeth. They could produce up to 40,000 pounds of force. Of course, Megalodon was not just showing off. It needed such strong jaws to pierce the skin and fat of large marine mammals like baleen whales. To kill such large animals, Megalodon may have relied on multiple hunting strategies, such as ambushing its prey or a bite-and-wait strategy used by many sharks today. Yet, Megalodon was not the only marine species that instilled fear. Another oceanic terror was Helicoprion, a shark-like fish with a spiral-shaped jaw or tooth whorl, resembling a circular saw blade. Helicoprion lived during the Permian period and likely used its tooth whorl as an efficient hunting tool. When it latched onto prey, its spiral teeth rotated inward, puncturing the skin and pulling its prey deeper into its mouth. In the inland seaways of the Cretaceous period, another voracious fish with a mouthful of razor-sharp fangs terrorized its prey. Known as Xiphactinus, this ambitious hunter chased and killed almost anything it could find, including juvenile mosasaurs. Xiphactinus did not have wide, crushing jaws like ancient sharks, but what it lacked in power, it made up for in speed. With a strong tail and torpedo-like body, Xiphactinus may have reached speeds up to 60 kilometers per hour, roughly the pace of an adult coyote running on land. Before the evolution of most giant vertebrate monsters, many aquatic ecosystems were the hunting grounds of large armored arthropods. From the Ordovician to the Permian periods, marine arthropods called eurypterids were among the most dominant predators on our planet. Commonly called sea scorpions, these sometimes giant animals shared many superficial characteristics with modern scorpions, like segmented bodies and powerful pincers. Approximately 250 species of eurypterids lived on our planet. The most massive was Jacalopterus, a daunting predator growing up to 2.5 meters long. Fossil evidence suggests that Jacalopterus lived primarily around marshes and river deltas. In these lush, shallow ecosystems, it likely fed on fish and other invertebrates, cracking their exoskeletons with its massive claws. Gigantic arthropods also dominated terrestrial ecosystems, especially those around the equator. During the Carboniferous and early Permian periods, terrestrial arthropods went through a period of unprecedented gigantism. A combination of ideal climate conditions and high oxygen levels led certain species to grow significantly more massive than their modern counterparts. During this age of arthropods, giant griffinflies soared through the air, swooping down to capture prey in their spiny legs. True scorpions also emerged during this period, like the skin-crawling giant Pulmonoscorpius. About as large as a house cat, Pulmonoscorpius attacked its prey with oversized pincers and a pointed stinger at the end of its tail. The most disturbing of these arthropods may have been the gentle giant Arthropleura, an enormous relative of the modern millipedes. Arthropleura's armored body reached up to 2.5 meters long and half a meter wide. Crawling on countless creepy legs, it scuttled across the forest floor, devouring mostly plants and organic matter. Even these massive creepy crawlies pale in comparison to Earth's most terrifying aerial predators. For most of the Mesozoic era, the skies were dominated by flying reptiles called pterosaurs. Among the earliest vertebrates to evolve powered flight, pterosaurs ranged from the size of a pigeon to the wingspan length of a city bus. However, the biggest was probably Quetzalcoatlus, an animal so large that scientists wonder how it even lifted its own body. According to modern estimates, Quetzalcoatlus weighed up to 250 kilograms, and its wingspan measured around 10 to 11 meters. Standing upright, Quetzalcoatlus may have been taller than a modern giraffe, towering over famously giant dinosaurs like T-Rex. When scientists first uncovered fossil evidence of this extraordinary reptile, many questioned how it managed to flap its giant wings from the ground. One theory suggests that Quetzalcoatlus used a jumping start, like herons and egrets today. Quetzalcoatlus probably used its powerful legs to leap from rocks and cliff sides, allowing its wings to clear the ground. Once airborne, it may have flown for thousands of kilometers at a time, reaching speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour. From reptiles to sharks and arthropods, Our planet has a long history of deadly and daunting creations. Intimidating, powerful, and bizarre animals have emerged throughout history and across ecosystems, and we've only uncovered a fraction of them. Millions of other creatures are still waiting to be classified, and millions more have simply disappeared from the fossil record. While giant dinosaurs often steal the spotlight, there were many more terrifying monsters than we'll ever know.